I'll just do it off the cuff. The thing that inspired me to come to this idea is a good friend of mine, actually, a medical student. She passed away in the week before she was about to graduate, and so that really spurred me to look at ideas to improve road safety. And I thought, can't public health get more involved in road safety, and can't we use new technologies to improve road safety? And I thought, well, the thing that's coming to the fore are satellite navigation systems. They are coming to every single car now, and not only in cars, but also in mobile devices like mobile phones and other devices. I thought public health could really get involved in there at this early stage and get together a group of stakeholders, key players, to try to shape the development of these new technologies so that they have a road safety focus. And so my idea is to develop a safety kite mark for satellite navigation technologies, and on the back of that, develop applications or a few demonstration applications that could be rolled out, that could be trialled, and that could then be offered by manufacturers. That could be offered by manufacturers to to put in their satellite navigation systems. That's my pitch.
Well done. Is there a proof of concept or anything you could show us if we had more time? Not developed by you necessarily.
No, I haven't got any proof of concept, but I've got some ideas as to what you could put into such systems. So, for example, you could have systems that alert traffic drivers to traffic hotspots, traffic accident hotspots. You could have systems that alert drivers when they're going over the recommended speed, road speed. And for applications that are on mobile phones, you could have much more interactive tools. So whereby not only does the device give you information, but you can also provide information feedback to the Highway Standards Agency. So, for example, most mobile phones and smartphone devices have photographic capabilities. And so where a user finds a pothole in the road, for example, they could photograph that, or a road, a dangerous obstacle in a road, they could photograph that and send that back to the Highway Standard Agency. So the way that I was thinking about it was really all that I would need to start this idea off would be the initial seed money to gather together a group of stakeholders and to develop a set of standards, a set of safety standards that one would find ideal in a new sat-nav application. What we could then do is, based on those standards, develop a prototype and sell that to manufacturers. That would be all the money I think I would need at the very start. Once that gets going, we could then sell that idea to the British Standards Institute, who actually run the kite mark standard, and say, look, this is being developed by a group of road safety, a stakeholder group for road safety, and hopefully on the back of that get a certification of kite mark standard. The kite mark standard would then be applied to all new sat-nav applications in the future. I mean, one classic way where you see it working at the moment is in car safety standards. So, for example, manufacturers like Volvo, like BMW, Mercedes, they are very, very they use road safety, they use car safety actually as a big selling point for their cars. And what I wanted to do by developing a road safety standard was to have a similar sort of concept for sat-nav systems.
I've got one question. I used one actually at the weekend across the North Yorkshire Moors at night. It was brilliant because it allowed me to anticipate some of the bends that were coming up that I couldn't actually see even in the headlights. But one of the difficulties about new technology like that is it reminds of the ABS system, the new braking system, which was actually a much better braking system, but actually what it allowed drivers to do, to actually brake much later. So have you thought about the downsides of actually giving people lots of information that they could use maybe to avoid speeding, but also there's a negative aspects of that as well?
I think, yeah, I mean, I thought about that. I thought that's about teaching drivers about how to use the new equipment safely. So I thought, as part of the stakeholder group, it would be useful to have driving instructors who could actually say, look, you know, how could we teach new drivers how to use this equipment safely? You know, not to use it in such a way that it actually endangers it increases the danger of your driving, but use it in such a way that you're able to get the maximum out of the safety features in the equipment. But I know what you're saying is that, you know, the risk is that new technologies can be used in a way that shortcut, that bypass other safety mechanisms on the car. And as I say, if it's seen within a whole package of training for new drivers, standards for new equipment, and recertification for existing sat-nav systems, I think if it's seen in that context, I think that's it will improve safety rather than decrease.
What's the evidence base that sat-nav has any role in road safety?
No, exactly. I mean, currently sat-nav systems, the selling point for them is not road safety. The selling point is that they supposedly get you to a place quicker than if you didn't have a sat-nav system. Actually, some sat-nav systems actually discourage road safety, so they're actually detecting speed cameras, and they try to bypass road safety features. I don't think there is any evidence for safety in of sat-nav systems, and I think that's the key problem. I mean, there's no standard software interface for road safety. There's no sat-nav systems are not focused around road safety, and I think public health can take leadership here to guide the development of these systems to make them more focused around road safety.
Great.